What you really need to know about body shape. Hello everybody and welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Miranda and I'm the Feel Good Fashion Coach. Thank you to everyone who's subscribed so far. It means a huge amount to me. And if you're new around here, I started this channel because I believe passionately that every woman deserves to feel beautiful, that style has nothing to do with age, shape or size, and that fashion should be fun. I know there's loads of info out there and I know it can be confusing. I am not about to give you a load of rules and tell you what you can or cannot wear. Instead, I want to be your guide and inspiration and give you the tools you need to dress well and feel fabulous every day. If you haven't watched my story or my why yet, then I will link it for you. But I started working as a fashion stylist following a big car accident that changed my life. And my career has been a bit of a whirlwind since then. I am a fashion stylist. I style luxury fashion shoots for all the magazines. I'm a fashion editor. I write in the national press. I travel the world for Fashion Week. I am on television a lot talking about my style tips because I'm passionate about helping women feel their best. And the very best part of all is styling real people like you and me of all ages, shapes and sizes, and helping you guys find your inner fabulous and fall back in love with fashion again because you deserve it. On this channel, I'll be sharing all my expertise to help demystify fashion and make styling simple, no matter your age, shape or size. I believe very firmly that fashion is wellness and dressing well is a form of self-care because it can have such a magical effect to transform the rest of your life. If you're loving this content, then please give me the thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe because this helps me bring more content like this to you. And if you have any particular questions about fashion and beauty or any challenges that you'd like help with, then just leave them in the comments below and I will get right back to you. So without further ado, let's get on with it. We're going to start by getting back to basics and have a look at body shape. Now, as I said, this is not about giving you a whole list of rules about what you can and cannot wear, but I think it's really important for me to arm you with all the information and the tools you need, and then you can decide whether you're going to rip up the fashion rule book or not. And I do think that's sometimes a really good idea, by the way. In today's video, we're going to cover why it's so important to understand your body shape to look your best, why body shape is even relevant in today's modern world, and another aspect it's important to understand and consider in order to look and feel your best. In future videos, I'm going to be showing you exactly how to determine which body shape you are, why it's absolutely amazing to know certain information that will save you so much money when you're shopping in the future. That's a good one, hang around for that. We're going to do a deep dive into all the body shapes. I'm going to give my personal recommendations on what to avoid, what to look out for, what's going to really help you to feel your best. And then there's colour, fashion as wellness, and so much more to come, so please stick around. So why is body shape even relevant in today's modern world? Well, I'm all about body positivity and loving the skin you're in, and you can certainly be stylish no matter what size or shape you are. However, it is generally considered more aesthetically pleasing when you have proportion and balance. So think of art, think of nature, a fantastic interior design scheme. Even the concept of beauty, faces are considered more beautiful if they are symmetrical. And the same applies to style. Things are considered more stylish generally when things are in proportion. There are always exceptions to every rule, and that's a whole other video. But for today's Feel Good Fashion School lesson, we are talking about this principle. So what do I mean when I'm talking about proportion? Well, quite simply, it's about balancing out our figure or our silhouette. And that means making sure our top half, so our shoulders, is in line or in balance with our bottom half, our hips, giving a balanced silhouette. Cue my little friend. Meet Marilyn. So Marilyn is fully in proportion, and that means that the circumference of her shoulders is the same as the circumference of her hips. And lucky Marilyn has got a gorgeous waist as well. Wouldn't we all have one of those? So she's also a perfect hourglass, because actually, if you were to measure her up, her waist goes in a full 8 to 10 inches smaller in circumference than either her shoulders or her hips. And what you need to know, and why this is relevant, is that actually all clothing manufacturers and designers, they all design for the hourglass shape. So it's also important to know, I think, and relevant, that fashion models aren't usually hourglasses at all. They're normally rectangular and have a far more athletic shape, sometimes with broad shoulders. But that's a whole other styling video as well, so we'll go into that another time. But my role as a stylist, or your role as your own stylist in Feel Good Fashion School, is to learn how to put your body back into these proportions and work with the clothing out there. In an ideal world, there'd be loads of shops out there for apple shapes and strawberry shapes and pear shapes. And although cut and fit does vary a little bit, sadly this isn't the case. So it's about learning to use the clothes to recreate the shape that we want. And the good news is it's not all about adding massive shoulder pads or big jackets, big stand-up collars to add volume on the top half. And it's not about puffball skirts on the bottom to get some volume down there either. There's loads of really subtle little ways that we can balance out the silhouette and sort of guide and trick the eye that are really easy to do, very simple, but will make all the difference and will make you feel great. So I'm going to be sharing all that information and more coming up, so stay tuned. So just to recap on what I mean by being in proportion. Let's just say, to get you back into proportion, that Marilyn has got very, very narrow shoulders, but a beautiful big bottom and hips area here. But she wants to get in proportion. So all I would simply do to rebalance that figure is add some volume here on the top and keep what she's got on the bottom, probably defining her waist in the process. And then the other way around would be, if she's very top heavy, maybe she has a large bust and broad swimmer's shoulders, but has tiny little hips, then I'd be wanting to do it the other way around. So adding volume here down below, defining that waist, and then she comes back into balance again. So there's one more element that I want to introduce today that's really important to also consider besides body shape, and that is very simply which parts of your figure you like, that you want to flaunt, and which parts of your body that you like the least, that you want to disguise. And this is really relevant in addition to body shape, because sometimes it means we change the rules. For example, if you're a beautiful pear shape and have a gorgeous bootylicious behind, maybe you want to disguise it, and that's fine. I can give you all the ideas you need to do that and draw the eye elsewhere. Or maybe you love it, quite rightly, and you're really proud of it and you want to show it off. We've got the Kardashians and Beyonce and people like that to thank for that. And curves are beautiful, right? So in that case, I'm going to give you a whole new set of inspiration and ideas to achieve that. Another example is you might be a bit of an apple shape, so you might carry more weight on your tummy, like so many of us do, particularly after menopause and things. We tend to gain a bit more weight here. So you might want some ideas on how to disguise this and guide the eye away from it. And again, that's all coming. I've got your back, don't worry. However, it's also really important to not just disguise that, but decide which bits we want to be the focus of our outfit. So that might be beautiful skin on your décolletage. It might be very elegant, slender arms and beautiful hands and fingers. It might be amazing hair, great cleavage, great bum, whatever. You get the idea. So it's not just disguising something, it's also about what we want to draw the eye to. So you might be watching at home and thinking, she's off her rocker, I don't like my body at all, there are no parts whatsoever that I like that I want to flaunt. And if that's you, I hear you, and I have actually been there myself, and there's a bit of work to do on your self-esteem, but I've gotcha, because this used to be me. Back in my 20s, I don't know what, well, I do know why, but I'm not going to go into that right now, but I hated my body. I was at war with my figure to the point where I would self-harm. I would actually cut my stomach. I've still got scars on it today. But thank goodness, I made friends with my body over the years, and I've worked on my body image and I've worked on my self-esteem. Part of that process was learning to fall back in love with fashion and beauty and make the most of myself, because then you can't help but feel better, because it's just literally changing your energy, and your energy on the inside starts to rise up to match that higher vibe or higher energy on the outside. But I've also got quite a few tools and tricks that I've used that have really helped me over the years that I'm going to be sharing with you in due course. So please stay tuned, and that will be another video. So to recap, style can be simple and fashion can be fun, and I'm going to show you how, so please stick around. The first styling objective that we are talking about in Feel Good Fashion School is how to get your body back into proportion and make the most of it, which is why it's really important to understand your body shape. You can throw away the rule book later, and I'm all for that, but it's really important to get the theory and the basics first. And finally, it's really important to think about which are your favourite bits, she says, and which bits you want to draw the eye away from and perhaps disguise. And if you find it hard to think of any favourite bits, we're going to work on that together. I am with you and I have been there. Stay with me on this journey and we will take some steps towards that, I promise. I'm going to give you some homework because it's Feel Good Fashion School, right? So I want you to have a bit of a think about things and be prepared for our next video. So what I'd like you to think about is simply making a list of your favourite body parts that you might want to flaunt, and then the bits that you want to disguise. Now, I have a feeling that all the bits that you want to disguise are going to be super, super easy, because that's just the way we're made, or most of us are. But if you're struggling to think of bits you like, then just really try and make a little bit of a list for yourself. It's going to be easier, and this could be really small. We could start small, and that's fine as well. So it might literally be that you love your nails, you've got some fabulous nails. It could be your eyes. It could be amazing skin. It can be, or feet or ankles. So it can be something really small to start with, and then we're going to get you there. So we're going to build up, and we're going to love and embrace and work with more of our body. But that's all going to happen down the line. So start thinking about those things, and then you're going to be prepared for the next video. So in the very next video, Marilyn and I are going to share a fail-safe method so you can determine exactly which body type you are, whether you can be a combination of several or whether you're just one, and whether your body type might change as you get older. We're also going to talk about why body type has absolutely nothing to do with weight gain. And finally, you're going to learn why some of the information we're going to cover is going to be invaluable and save you so much faff, money and time when it comes to shopping, particularly online shopping. So that's it for today's Feel Good Fashion School. I hope you enjoyed it. Please don't forget to subscribe, hit like. It really helps me so much. Turn on that notifications bell so you never miss another episode. And if you have any questions or comments or fashion and beauty challenges that you'd like a bit of help with, just leave it for me below and I will get right back to you. I'll see you soon.